안녕하세요, 여러분. Hi, everybody. 여러분, 안녕하세요. I really hope that it works this time. Because I recently had the new internet installed at home. So I think that's probably the issue. But hopefully this time it works. I had some things fixed. I'm not sure if that's the underlying issue, but I really hope that it works this time, guys. Whew, I feel so anxious. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 카일님, 안녕하세요. 여러분, 혹시 제 말 들려요? Hello, okay, I think you guys can hear me because I see you guys coming in. If you guys can't hear me properly and see me, hi, properly, could you please leave something that notifies that everything's okay? 네, 잘 들려요? 오케이, 좋아요. 오케이, 아마도 잘 들리는구나. Okay, 죄송해요. I'm so sorry about earlier, guys. It was my connection problem. I think I had it fixed, but we're gonna have to see if it lasts. I don't know. I fixed something. I'm not sure if that's gonna do the trick or something. But yeah, let's see, guys. Let's see. Keith님, all good. 좋아요. 미안해하지 마세요, 선생님. 이해해 주셔서 감사합니다, 여러분. 이해해 주셔서 고마워요. Thank you for understanding, guys. Let me write it in red. 이해해 주셔서 여러분. 이해해 주셔서 thank you for understanding. 감사합니다. 이해해 주셔서 감사합니다. I'm a little nervous right now because it's my first time doing this type of live where I show a part of myself, right? My hands, my upper body. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but I think I can handle it. Because I know you guys are great. Okay, so can you guys ask away any questions you have about Korean language? Let's see if we already have any questions. Hi, Miss Vicky. Can you please talk about language phonics being important? Phonics definitely is important because it lets you pronounce in a way that makes sense, right? That makes the native speakers understand what you're actually saying. But you don't need to be 100% like native speakers. If you're close enough for native speakers to understand what you're saying, then I believe that's enough. So I don't think you need to be stressed too much about phonics, but then I wouldn't say it's not important because it is important for correct pronunciation that makes sense. I hope that answers your question, 아무리 씨. 그 다음에 멜로디님의 question 볼게요. Do we use 고 after past tense stem? I've seen it a lot like 했고. What is it? 네네, you can put 고 after past tense stem and it would mean like, let me use this pen. So question number 1 is about past tense combined with 고. Yes, you definitely can, and it would mean you did this and blah, 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 blah. So this 고 is the conjunction form of the sentence connector 그리고. 그리고. 그래서 했고 돼요. 예를 들어서 뭐 어제 친구랑 영화를 봤고 어제 친구랑 영화를 봤고 I watched a movie with my friends. Sorry, let me put it up so that it doesn't block my handwriting. So 어제 친구랑 영화를 봤고 and next 그 다음에는 뭐 집에 가서 we went home. 집에 가서 게임을 했어요. And then we played 게임을 했어요. So yes, Melody님, you can definitely put past them after go after past them. 그 다음에 Oh, thank you for the encouragement. Angie EK369님. 그 다음에 I still get confused about 이, 가, 은는. 맞아요. I actually have 2 videos on my channel. So if you still get confused after watching those videos, then I would say all you need is more exposure to more, the different context. 은는이가 used in different context. But I'm sure that in those 2 videos, I explained pretty much everything, all there is to know about 은는이가. So I hope those videos help if you haven't watched it. And then, do you have punctuations in Korean language? Of course we do. Oh, punctuations. You're talking about this one, right? The period. 이거 말하는 거 맞나요? Oh, we definitely have it. Of course we have it. 그 다음에 칠레. 반갑습니다. 발렌티나님. 칠레 사람이시군요. 그 다음에 태국 사람이시군요. 반갑습니다. I love Thailand. 사와디캅. I know my pronunciation is terrible, but that's probably the only Thai I know. 사와디캅 and 코쿤캅. Oh, right? 다음에 산야님 asks, can you teach about verb 적 없어요? 적 없어요. So our second question is about 적 없어요, which can only be used with a verb when it's used with 니은, 은 suffix, 은적 없어요. So basically, you use this expression when talking about the experience you never had. I have never done this action before. So for example, if you want to say you have never been to Korea before, as in, oh, you got a super sticker from Steven. 잠깐만요. Oh, thank you so much, Steven C. Oh, Steven C, long time no see. It's so good to see you. Smiling face with sunglasses. Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining the live. 감사합니다. Sorry about that. Now back to the question. So it talks about what you haven't done. So if you want to say you have never been to Korea, as in you have never gone to Korea, you can say, 한국에 간 적, 가다. You combine the verb 가다. 가다. 가다 with 니은 받침, right? 니은 받침. And then 적 없어요. 한국에 간 적 없어요. I have never been to Korea before. And another way to say 한국에 간 적 없어요 would be 한국에. You can also combine 보다 verb after an action and say 가보다, and then 니은 받침 적 없어요. 한국에 가본 적 없어요, or 한국에 간 적 없어요. They practically mean the same thing. And you can also say 한국에 안. 아이고. The question is blocking my handwriting. 안 가봤어요. 한국에 안 가봤어요. So when you combine a verb's present tense with 봤다, this expresses the experience that you have had. You have done this. Oh, sorry. I keep doing that. You have done this. And if you want to say you haven't done that, you can simply negate it by using 안. So 안 verb 봤다. So 한국에 안 가봤어요. They mean the same thing. So 사냐님 은적 없어요 expresses what you haven't done before in your life. And then 빌리아나님 안녕하세요. I see that you changed your profile picture. I see your beautiful smile. And I love your glasses as well. So 빌리아나님 잘 지냈습니다. 네, 잘 지냈어요. 빌리아나님도 잘 지내시죠? 호주 날씨 어때요? 호주. How's the weather in Australia? 그리고 오웬님은 How do Koreans sign themselves? Do they just write their name in 한글? As for signatures, some people just write their names. So, for example, question number 3 is about signatures, signing. Yeah, so some people write their name, or they kind of scribble their name really fast, like this, and this becomes their signature. Or as for famous celebrities, they mostly have their autograph rather than signature signing, right? So that which looks a lot prettier because they have to sort of give it to their fans. But it really depends on the person. 오해님. 그리고 Artie-님, Miss Vicky, can you please make more videos so that we can prepare for topic level without investing money? Okay. So, 네, 이거에 대해서는 about this, I will share more details hopefully soon. But we are kind of talking about creating topic courses as well. But even if it's not for that course, I can still, make videos about topic on YouTube, free videos. So yes, I will remember that. 감사합니다, RDC. I will write it here. Remember to make videos on topic. Because I'm the type of person that have more fun while studying for exams. So, for example, if I study Chinese, then I find that the studying process is more engaging if I study for HSK. So, I'm definitely interested in covering the exams as well. Thank you for the suggestions. And 질문은 없는데 기분이 안 좋아서 라이브 왔어요. 좀 아파요. 정말요? 어디가 아파요? 어디가 아파요? 왜 아파요? 탈리아님, 왜 기분이 안 좋아요? 궁금해요. 그리고 Steven님 says, can you please talk about 서술체 when you're speaking while in the company of friends, like 비가 온다. I see what you're talking about, Steven님. 그러니까 you're talking about the written form, right? Written form, which follows this rule. If it's used with present tense verb, then it's 는다. It's either 니은, 는다. This is present tense verb. And when it's used with past tense, it's just conjugation plus 다. And when it's used with future tense, it's either 것이다 or 거다. And when it's used with adjective, present tense, it's just 다. If it's conjugated in past tense, 썼다. In future tense, 것이다 or 거다. You're talking about this, right? And this is called written form, but it's also used when we're talking about... Oh, sorry. I'm doing that again. Let me put this down here. All right. So, we do use it in speech when we are... when we are sharing our immediate response to something. 네, you can think of it that way. When we're sharing our immediate emotion, reaction, response to something. So it is called written form, but it can also be used in speech, just like you said, when you are in the company of friends. It's considered 반말. It's considered 반말 when it's used in speech. So that's when you can use it, when you want to provide your immediate reaction. I hope that answered your question, Stephen C. 그다음에, wow, we have so many questions. 일단은 Sarah님께서, 선생님, can you please talk a little bit about 며 ending? I don't know where or how to use it. 며. 혹시 며, are you talking about 으며? 며 요거 말하는 거예요? 아니면은 are you talking about 다며? Which one are you talking about? 어떤 거 말하는 거예요? 조금 궁금하네요. 이게, so it's very simple. Sarah, see, if you after you learn it, you'll see that it's always so simple. So basically, 며 is the contraction of 면서. 면서의 contraction이라고 보시면 돼요. 그래서 으며 is contraction of 으면서, which means while, right? While. While. And 타며, which is combination of quotation marker and then 며, is contraction of 타면서. 타면서, or 타면서요 in 존댓말. So let me put the question down here a bit. So for example, if you say 노래를 들으면서 과자를 먹어요. I eat snacks while listening to music. This 들으면서 can be contracted to 들으며. But this one sounds more formal compared to 면서. So you'll likely see 으며 in writings more than in speech or in like very formal type of speech. 그리고 as for the difference between 타며 and 타면서, they practically have no difference other than they look different, other than the fact that 며 is a contraction of 면서. So for 타며's usage, 잠깐만요. For 타면서's usage, let me think of a good example sentence. So, 지수야, 너 한국 음식 좋아한다면서? So I wrote this sentence in 반말 form. So this sentence is asking whether, it's a question, and you ask it after you hear from someone or after you hear from Jisoo that Jisoo likes Korean food. So it's kind of like confirming if that's true. It's confirm the right word? So, 지수야, 너 한국 음식 좋아한다면서 is a combination of the quotation grammar 좋아하다 plus 니은 받침, right? And this from 고, right? But 고 is removed in this expression. So you're combining this. You're quoting what you heard or what you hear someone say. And by adding 면서, you're like saying, oh, that's what I hear. 이해가 돼요? Do you understand what I mean? Sorry, I'm having trouble explaining it in a more fluid way. 좋아한다면서. So this 면서 has very little to do with while. while은 아니고요. It's like confirming. You can just think of it as confirming. Oh, hey Jisoo, I hear that you like Korean food. 좋아한다면서. And you're sort of expecting a response from her. 좋아한다면서. And you can interchangeably use it with 며. 좋아한다며. 좋아한다며. 이렇게 쓸 수 있어요. 아이고. Sorry, I keep blocking my handwriting. And if you want to ask, hey, ask your friend, hey, it's your birthday, right? I hear it's your birthday, right? You can say, yeah. Or you can call their name, like, 비키야. Hey, Vicky, 너 오늘 생일, and then you combine it with 이라, from 이라고, right? Because that's how 이다 verb becomes when it's combined with quotation grammar. So 이라면서 이렇게 얘기하면 돼요. Or 생일이라며. Both forms sounds casual. None of them sounds formal in this case. So 생일이라며 or 생일이라면서 hey, I hear it's your birthday. 이런 식으로 말할 수가 있어요. 그 다음에 Okay, Sarah C, thank you for the question. Oh, we have so many questions. I barely made it to the end. Yeah. 그리고 수크라님이 what is the difference between 치유? Oh, okay. This is a really good question that connects with the first one, the previous question that we just covered, right? So, what is the difference between 치유 and 면서요? So, what number of question is this? 6. 6. 치유 versus 면서요. So they're both question of confirmation, right? You're confirming whether that's true or not. A more accurate way to put it would be 다면서요. 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 So the difference between the two would be that this is usually confirming what you hear from someone else. What you hear from someone else. 그리고 잠깐만요. Why does it look so small? Why does the screen look so small? Oh, so this is confirming what you hear from someone else. And 치유 is confirming whether something is true or not, whether you heard it from someone else or not. You're just confirming in general. So for example, if you want to say, hey, it's your birthday, right? 너 오늘 생일이지? I use it in 반말 form. 너 오늘 생일이지? 너 오늘 생일이지? 이렇게 말하면 돼요. So this one, you didn't necessarily retrieve this information from someone else. It was already in your head, but you're not sure, right? If that information is correct. So you're confirming. And when you ask, 너 오늘 생일이라며? Or 라면서? This is confirming the information that you heard from someone else. That would be the difference, 수크라님. 그 다음에 please tell me about ton grammar. 사냐나? 맞아요? 사냐나님. Ton grammar, I already have a video about it. It's an edited video. It's an hour-long video, so you might find it a bit boring to follow everything, but you can always feel free to speed it up, maybe to like 1.5. YouTube has that function. So I recommend watching that video if you want to get into more details with abundant example sentences. All right. 그 다음에 Hager님 says, what's the difference between stem 나보다 것 같다 생각하다? 일단 보겠습니다. Number 7. What's the difference between 하나보다 나 봐요 versus, let's put it down here, versus 것 같다 versus 다고 생각하다. 일단은 the difference between these two are clear. So 나 봐요 is making a guess, making assumption. You're guessing this might be the case. So for example, you hear people being loud outside, like shouting, and you kind of assume that people may be having a party or there might be a festival outside. And then you can say, in that case, you can say, 너무 시끄러워요. It's too noisy here. 너무 시끄러워요. 밖에, outside, 밖에 파티를 하나 봐요. 파티를 하다 plus 나 봐요. They might be having a party. It's your assumption. You don't know if it's true or not. It's not even your opinion, but it's just your guess, right? So that's what 나 봐요 is. And 것 같다, as for 것 같다 and 다고 생각하다, they mean the same thing as in it's talking about what you think, right? I think. But 것 같다, 것 같다 is closer to what you... it's so hard. Oh my gosh, it's such a good question. what you think based on what it seems like. So 것 같다 is what you think or feel based on what you think it is. And 타고 생각하다 is stating your proper thoughts. I'm not sure if that's a legitimate explanation, but let me give you an example sentence. So, 한번 볼게요. 여기서 시끄러워요. 밖에서 파티를 하는 것 같아요. You can write it like this as well, and it would make sense. It would still be implying that you're not sure whether that's the case, but that's what you think based on what seems or what you hear. Oh gosh. 어렵네요. 또 이렇게 비교하니까 좀 어렵네. 밖에서 파티를 하나 봐요. 밖에서 파티를 하는 것 같아요. I guess, so I think it's all about context, 해결님. So in this context, whether you use 하나 봐요 or 하는 것 같아요 wouldn't make that much of a difference because you're making a guess anyways based on what you hear, right? So, 네, so you can basically think of 는 것 같아요 as what you feel and what you think. And 나 봐요 as making a guess. And you can sometimes use 는 것 같아요 when making a guess as well. So in that case, 나 봐요 and 는 것 같아요 wouldn't have much difference. I think that would be the most simplified explanation I could give to you, 해결님. That's such a good question though. And 타고 생각하다, as for 타고 생각하다, 요거는 it usually is used when you're expressing your, how do you say, like your proper thought. So for example, when you're having a debate and you are expressing your opinions, in that case, you would be using 타고 생각해다 a lot more than 는 것 같아요, because 는 것 같아요 has a humbler feeling to it, as in it has more of an element that you're not sure, but that's what you think. Whereas 타고 생각하다 sounds more firm in your stance. You're more determined about what you think. So that would be the difference between 타고 생각하다 and 는 것 같다. So you wouldn't be using 타고 생각하다 when you're making a simple guess, because you're not really firm in your stance when you're making a guess, right? So that would be the difference. 해결님. 그리고, wow, I think, 잠깐만요. Let me go down, like all the way down, just to check how many questions I'm missing so far. Okay. 일단은 아야님, can you please talk about the ending law? Okay, I will do. 아야님, I will come back to your question about law. And then we have Loretto asking, people use 다 ending of verbs and not conjugating it in spoken form. So this is the same question that Stephen C. asked. So I think you can play that part back, but I will come back to it just in case you've missed that part. 스탈리아님 괜찮으시구나. 애나님, is it good to read children's books as a beginner? Okay, Anna님's question on children's book is quite good, so I'll include it here. Sarah님, 음여. 음여 말한 거구나. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Sarah님. Tisha님 is from Bangladesh. Shuriya님이, hi, can you share some resources from where we can increase our reading capabilities? I will come back to it. Diane or Diane님, 안녕. Kyle님, is there a difference between 진짜 and 정말? 아니요. You can consider them same. Kyle님, 진짜, or I think you mean 정말, right? 정말. 정, not 종, because 정말 means like the end of the world, like the end. So you can consider them practically interchangeable. 그리고 Learn Korean with Vino님. Hello, Miss Vicky. I hope you're doing well. I used to think that I can survive in Korea by learning a, 어유 ending. It would be great if you can explain the importance of learning 읍니다. Okay. That's a good question because we use 씁니다 ending a lot, even when it's not necessarily, a formal setting. So that's a good question. I'll come back to it. Emmy님 says, when you use 내일, since you're talking about tomorrow, do you have to use future tense in the sentence or is it already understood with context? Oh, okay. You can't, not mostly. Usually you can use future tense, but you can also use present tense because, like you said, it is already understood with context that is happening tomorrow because it is, so it is future anyways, right? So present tense can be used when you're talking about what's happening now, present, and what will happen in the future. That's that. And oops, sorry. Oh, sorry. I closed. Oh, no. I closed my iPad. Oh, sorry about that. And Emmy님, so I hope that answered your question. 으면서랑 을 때랑 같아요? 아니면 달라요? 조금 달라요. 조금 달라서 I will explain this. 을 때랑 으면서. I will explain this and how to use 인데요. 다음에 빌리아나님 says 감사합니다. 저는 잘 지내고 있어요. 호주는 오늘 날씨가 너무 더워요. 기온이 32도 올라갔어요. 진짜 덥겠네요. 와. 그래도 I hope you get a lot of cold water for freshening up. 좋아요. 그다음에 한국말로 설명해도 돼요? 네, 한국말로 설명해도 돼요. 그 다음에 효순이 요즘 뭐하고 지내요? 효순이 지금 저기 뒤에 있는 캣타워에서 자고 있는데 제가 곧 근황을 좀 공유를 할게요. I will share how both of us are doing these days. Hopefully in a vlog or I don't know, a random live session. 그 다음에 Can you also explain about 면, 으면? 김치를 먹으면 매울까요? 오케이. 면도 하고 그 다음에 K-pop 팬. Hi, 저는 인도인입니다. 인도에 대해 알려주세요. 영국에서 하는 일이 무엇인지 알려주세요. 영국? 저는 영국에 살지 않고 I live in Korea, not England. 그 다음에 Sarah님, I'm really glad that my response was helpful. 그리고 okay, so we have so many questions. I'm not sure if we could make it till the end, but I'll try my best. So let's move on to Ayan님's. Let's go back to Ayan님's questions about law. law에 대해서 좀 볼게요. law. I actually have a video about it on my channel, but law is used with moving verbs. So law. So you put what you go there for, the intention here, and then attach with it with 으러, and then you put either 가다 or 오다 or any other types of moving verbs. So for example, if you want to say you go somewhere to do something, your intention, let's say, is to study. So you can say, 저는 도서관에 to the library, 도서관에 공부하러 가요. So 공부하다, study. Study is your intention. So you put it first and then you say 러. 저는 도서관에 공부하러 가요. So I go there to study. I go to the library to study is what it means. 공부하러 가요. 그리고 if you're inviting someone over to your house to maybe have dinner together, you can say, 우리 집에, to our house, to my house, 우리 집에 저녁, dinner, 먹다, and 먹으러, 먹다, 저녁을 먹다 is the intention of someone coming. So 저녁 먹으러 와요. You can say it like this, and it would mean come to have dinner to our house. So that's the usage of law. 그리고 as for Loretta's question, so this is the same question as what Stephen C asked. So I will just skip it, Loretta C. And Anna's question on children's books. Would children's book help? So if you are a very, very absolute beginner who have just finished Hangul, reading children's book wouldn't really help because you have no knowledge. If you have no knowledge of how the sentences work and the basic grammar of Korean language, then even if you look at it and even if they're simple sentences, you wouldn't understand a thing. So once you reach a certain level, though, I do think children's books will be helpful because they're simple, the sentences are simple, and the stories are not complex. So, 네, I think it would be a good material for your reading practice. 네. So I think it all depends on your preference. But then again, no, there's no then again. Sorry about that. I do highly recommend children's books, especially if you love reading children's book in your own language too, because some people love that childlike, atmosphere in a book. So if you like that, then I think children's books will definitely be helpful. 그다음에, I forgot what Shiriasi's question was, because I forgot to include it here. Sorry about that. I think I'll have to skip it. 미안해요. 다시, you can type it again in the comment section. Sorry about that. 그리고 Venus's question on 씁니다. 이게요, 씁니다. It is considered a formal sentence ending, but then even if you're not necessarily in a formal setting, you can still use it, especially when you're trying to sound determined. Trying to sound determined, like 열심히 하겠습니다. I will do my best. Like 최선을 다하겠습니다. 뭐 이런 거. 네. Or when you're trying to make a joke, you can also use it. 그래서 I feel like there really is no rules when you can use 씁니다 in casual setting. 네. 근데 you can mix it up. If you're tired of using 어요, like conjugation ending all the time, then in order to spice up your speech, your sentences, you can feel free to mix 씁니다 into your sentence. So I don't think there's any rule to it. But I'm glad that you noticed it. 씁니다 is grammatically a formal form, but not always in practical usage. And moving on to the next question about 을 때 and 으면서. 을 때는요, 을 때. So 때 means time. So it is used when you are referring to a certain point of time in the past or in the present or in the future. So for example, if you want to say 저는 밥 먹을 때, when I'm eating, when I'm having meals, 저는 밥 먹을 때 저는 밥 먹을 때 I don't drink water. I always drink water after I have meal. You can say 밥 먹을 때. At that point of time when I am having a meal, 밥 먹을 때 물을 안 마셔요. 물을 안 마셔요. You can use it like this. 그리고 으면서's focus is more on things happening at the same time. So for example, so you can say 저는 밥 먹으면서 excuse my handwriting, by the way, guys. When I explain and then write at the same time, it's hard to make my handwriting pretty. So bear with me. So 밥 먹으면서 물을 안 마셔요. So this would be okay too. They would basically mean not entirely the same thing, but it delivers similar messages, right? So in this case, they can be interchangeably used, but then the difference would be more in the focus. This is more focus on two things happening at the same time. You're more emphasizing that. And 을 때 is more like you're referring to, you're pointing that specific time. 그래서 so that would be the difference. 을 때, 으면서. 그리고 as for the question about 면. This is basically if then. 면 is a conjunction of 그러면. 그러면 is a sentence connector that means if then. If previous sentence happened, then 그러면 means that. So if you say 매일 한국어를 연습해요. 매일 한국어를 연습해요. 그러면 실력이 늘 거예요. Let's look at this sentence. So 매일 한국어를 연습해요 means every day practice, 연습하다, Korean. So this is an imperative sentence telling the other person what to do. Practice Korean every day. Then 그러면. So 그러면 is more like then. If this happens, then 실력이 늘 거예요. Your skill, basically your Korean fluency, your skill will improve. 그런 뜻이에요. 그리고 if you want to combine these two sentences using the conjunction this time, conjunction, 으면, you can combine the stem of the verb, 연습하, so 매일 한국어를 연습하면 실력이 늘 거예요. So this would mean if. So this is the condition. This is the precondition that is required, and then this is the result. So if you practice Korean every day, then your Korean skill will increase. 그런 뜻이 됩니다. Okay, 그 다음에 is that the last question? Oh yeah. So that was the last of what I organized. 그 다음에 let's continue to scroll down. 마나사님, 날씨가 좋은데 산책할까요? 날씨가 좋은데요? In 1 and 2 sentences, 문법 2개 있죠? 그럼 두 문법 중 차이가 뭐예요? 날씨가 좋은데 산책할까요? So you're talking about 은데's different usages, right? So 날씨가 좋은데 산책할까요? 이 좋은데는요. So the first 은데 is providing background, right? Background. So, hey, the weather is great. So, or and, or whatever sentence connector that you want to use in English, that would be about background, providing background. So, 날씨가 좋은데, the weather is great. Shall we go walking? Shall we go walk? And the second one, 날씨가 좋은데요. So 은데요 엔딩은요. 그냥 you can consider it a casual ending to talk about the background. 날씨가 좋은데요? 날씨 좋은데. Or, sorry. So it's all about context. If you just use 날씨가 좋은데요 out of the blue, then it's just a normal sentence ending, just like 좋아요. 날씨가 좋은데요 or 날씨가 좋아요. But if he used that in a context where there's contrast, so you and your friend thought that the weather would be terrible today, but when you're actually outside, the weather is fantastic. Then you can say, 날씨가 좋은데요, to imply contrast of what you previously thought. So that would be the difference. So this would more be contrast if the context is about contrast. And this 은데 would be background, providing background. So the weather is good, shall we go walking? 그런 뜻입니다. 그 다음에 buffering. buffering 있었어요? 잠깐만요. Let me check. buffering 있었구나. 미안해요, 여러분. 그 다음에 라카님 said, I just started learning Korean and I don't really understand any of it yet. Are there going to be more Q&A sessions in the future? If you enjoyed watching it and if you found it somewhat helpful, then yes, I am up for more Q&A sessions. Thank you for suggesting it. And if you just started learning Korean, I'm assuming you're at alphabets, right? 그래서 I don't know, I have so many things, so many content I want to create, but I hope to do more videos for absolute beginners as well, like reading practice, like word reading, Hangul reading. So let's see. There's so many content that I have planned in my head, but it's so hard to actually put it into practice, actually bring it down to like my laptop and actually post it on YouTube. But yes, there will be more Q&A sessions. Thank you. 그리고 두부 같아요. 그 다음에 처음에는 한국어가 쉬워 보였는데 중급 문법은 더 어려워지고 있어요. 맞아요. 근데 I think that applies to every language, right? Not just Korean. 그쵸? Always, the beginner part is always the easiest. And then as you dive deeper into the language, there are more difficult and challenging parts awaiting you. I think that's a very natural and normal process. But I'm glad you made that leap from beginner to intermediate level. 네. Please keep going. 네. Please don't give up in the middle. 네. In the middle of all of it. I hope that you keep going. 중급 문법 어렵고 고급 문법도 더 어려운데, but I also think that if it's your first time learning a foreign language, like the very first time, then beginner level might feel the hardest for you. But then as you get the hang of how the Korean language works in general, then I think it becomes easier to how do you say, like the content itself, the grammar itself is difficult for sure, but then how you feel, how do I explain this? The studying process becomes easier because you know what to focus on, right? You know the drill. You got the hang of it. So you know what tips to apply. You know that this is kind of an upgrade of the beginner grammar that I learned. So the studying process itself, I think, becomes easier as you go to the upper level, but not the content. I hope that made sense. But regardless, I just hope that you don't give up, Kobe님. 그리고 children's book are hard. I actually agree with you on this. 네, children's books are hard because they use some of the words or expressions or language that aren't necessarily used in real life because they're considered too childlike. 그래서 it can have that kind of shortcomings. It can have that kind of problems. But if you're the type of person that vibes well with children's books, then I don't think that would be a problem. It would actually help increase your reading capability. So I would think that this really depends on learners, what type of learner you are. And Valentina님 asks, what's the difference between 얼마나 and 얼마? 얼마나는요. How long or how much? How long as in length of time or length of things. Like how long something is. Let me put it down. And how much as in quantity. Quantity. Amount. So 얼마나 can mean one of two things, how long or how much. So for example, if you want to say, if you want to ask someone, how long have you learned Korean? You can ask, 한국어를 얼마나 배웠어요? 한국어를 얼마나 배웠어요? Actually, this would have double meaning. It would first mean how long have you studied Korean or how much have you studied Korean. So if you want to be clear on what exactly it is that you're asking, then you can either put 오래. 오래 means long time. So how long of a time? If you're asking how long, or if you want to ask how much of Korean have you learned, then you can add 얼마나 많이. 얼마나 많이. So 얼마나 can mean how long as in 얼마나 오래 or how much as in 얼마나 많이. 그다음에 so that would be the difference. Sorry. That's not the difference. That's what 얼마나 means, right? And as for 얼마 is asking how much something is, as in its monadic value. So if you want to ask, how much is it? How many dollars is it? How many won is it? You can use 얼마. 그래서 이 가방, this bag, 얼마예요? How much is this bag? You can ask it like this. 이 가방 얼마예요? But if you ask 이 가방 얼마나예요? This question wouldn't really, wouldn't really make sense. So it would be 얼마예요. 다음에 4번님, cheek consonant use just like in t-shirt, 9 points. Sometimes when I hear people speak, I think I hear them say 뭐뭐긴 한데, but I'm not sure what this means. Is it a grammar pattern? 감사합니다, 선생님. 맞아요. I think you're talking about verb 기는 한데, 요거 말하는 것 같아요. Or verb 긴 한데. 긴 is 기는's abbreviation. So verb 기는 한데 or verb 긴 한데 요건데요. 이게요. It's a combination of verb key denominalization and then 는 하다 plus 근데 plus 은데, the contrast. This conjunction, it's a combination of 기는 하다, 은데, and so what it means exactly is by saying 기는 하다, you are admitting that this is true. This is true. This is partial admission. So this is true. I admit that. But other things are in contrast of what I said previously. So for example, 한국어는 Korean, 한국어는 어렵다. So you can use it with both adjective and verb. So 한국어는 어렵기는 한데. Oh, it is true. 한국어 is 어려워. 한국어 is difficult. But 재미있어요. It also has contrasting quality, which is it's fun. 재미있어요. 이렇게 해도 되고, 그리고 예를 들어서 I work out every day. 운동을 매일 하다. 매일 하기는 그리고 sorry. 이게 depending on whether you use adjective or verb, the 니은 은대's form changes. So if it's used with a verb, you can use 는데, and if it's used with adjective, it's 은대. So that's why this 하다 is combined with 니은 은대 because it's used with adjective. 어렵다 is adjective, right? And as for verb, 운동을 하다 is a verb, right? So 운동을 매일 하기는, this time you combine 하는데 because 운동하다 is a verb. So 운동을 매일 하기는 하는데 but I'm not losing weight. 살이 안 빠져요. Yes, I admit that I do this every day. 운동을 매일 하기는 하는데 살이 안 빠져요. But I'm not losing weight. I'm not getting the result that I want. 그런 식으로 쓰이는 게 기는 하다 and 기는 한데 or 기는 하는데 expression입니다. 그리고 so I hope that answered your question. 9 points님. 그리고 기타님, can you please give examples, sentences using whatever, whoever, whenever, however? You mean in Korean, right? So, whatever. This topic actually deserves a lesson because there are actually different ways to say whatever you mean by whatever. There are different ways. So when you mean whatever, as in whatever is fine, you can say 뭐든 or 무엇이든. But it's so difficult to explain. But when you mean whatever, as in 뭐든 무엇이든 이거 좀 어렵네. 아무거나도 괜찮은데. 아무거나. 키타님, I think it will be better if I explain this in a separate video on this specific topic, whatever, whoever, whenever, because I feel like there are more to explain than what I have in my head right now. So please bear with me. I'm sorry about that. 미안해요. 그리고 여러분, 제가 사실 I initially scheduled this Q&A session to be about an hour, 1시간으로 계획을 했는데 지금 it's almost an hour. It's been almost an hour, so I think I'm gonna have to wrap it up soon. 잠깐만요. Let's see if there are any more simple questions I can answer right away. Miss Vicky, how do we realize which one of 랑, 하고, and 과와 mean together? What about 모시고? 멜로디 씨, are you talking about when 랑, 하고, 과와 are used in one sentence? 예를 들어서 친구랑 과일하고 고기를 샀어요. In this sentence, for example, there's both 랑 and 하고, right? And which one each of them means is based on the context. It's figure outable by context. 보시면은 친구랑, whether 랑 means with or and, right? We have to see whether 랑 or 하고 means with or and, right? And we can know that by context. So 친구랑 과일하고 고기를 샀어요. 사다 means to buy. So it means bought. I bought. And 고기 means meat. 과일 means fruit. 친구 means friend. So what do you think it means? What do you think this person is trying to say? Would it mean she bought 친구 and 과일 and 고기? Or do you think it means she bought fruits and 고기 with a friend? It's definitely the letter one, right? So it's figure outable by context. 네. Whether 랑하고 and 와과 mean with or and. 그리고 모시고는 is an honorific. 모시다 is an honorific form of 모셔왔습니다. 데려왔습니다. 모시다. 데려오다 or 데려가다. It's an honorific form of either 데려오다 or 데려가다. So you bring someone to somewhere or you take someone to somewhere. But that someone is someone you have to show respect to and you want to use honorific, then you can say 모시다. Or you can also say 모셔오다 or 모셔가다. You bring someone or you take someone to somewhere. 그래서 모시다는 그런 뜻이고 모시고 would be the combination of the verb 모시다 and conjunction 고. 오케이, 일단은 그러면 여러분 제가 약간 목이 좀 안 좋아서 my throat is hurting a bit. So so I think I'll have to wrap it up here. But I'm really surprised by, overwhelming questions, guys. You guys are still keeping up with your study, which makes me so happy. And 네, 이제 자주 라이브 할게요. I promise I will do live classes or live Q&A sessions or whatever you want to learn about through live classes. So 너무너무 좋네요. 네, 아무튼 그렇고요. 그리고 9points님, I'm glad that you understood. I'm glad that you understood my explanation. 좋은 질문 감사합니다. Thank you for such a good question. 오케이, 그러면 여러분, 네, 이제 그만할게요. I will wrap the live session here, and I will let you guys know if there are any other future live classes, which will be soon. I have something planned in my head. I'm in the process of how do you say, outlining the lesson. Hopefully it's done soon, so I could share it with you guys. 아무튼 여러분, 네, 안 돼요. 안 돼요. I'll be back. 네, I promise. 네, 그리고 이렇게 좀 I think if you guys can see me actually writing and physically writing on my pad, it could be more engaging. So yeah, it sort of may change into my live screen. I hope you guys liked it. 네, 그리고 thank you so much, guys. And 해결님, this was very helpful. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you find it helpful. And 빌리아나님, 호주는 지금 in Australia. I know that it's 10:20, so I hope you have a good night. And 여러분 모두 keep up your studying, okay? Keep up your studying, and I'll see you guys in the next live session or next video or whatever I post on YouTube. Alright, 그러면 이제 finish 버튼 누를게요. 바이바이 여러분 안녕.